Jamie-Lynn, can we please stop, darling? Can we stop? Your story isn't adding up and you are putting your foot in a mouth. Have you guys ever heard of the phrase of digging yourself a deeper hole? That is Jamie-Lynn Spears right now. And like, guys, I have been holding back from talking so much about the Britney stuff because, as I said before, I don't want to just talk about it for nothing. And if people have made really good videos that I have no extra comment to add to, then I'm gonna let them go ahead and inform the world. But there are a few things I wanted to add as well in my video about Jamie-Lynn, because she, for me, she is like the cat with 9 lives almost. She is like the cat with 9 lives, although she doesn't really have those 9 lives. She's trying to fake them, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. How she supposedly, allegedly faked some hate comments that she was getting as a result of her sister unfollowing her. So basically, if you guys don't know, Britney Spears unfollowed a bunch of people. And I think she just did, you know, the classic social media cleanse that we all do, or at least I do, where you remove people who you don't want to follow, you don't want to support, not good for your space, not good for your energy, not good for where you are in life, not good for your season. Or the Lord has been like, you got to say goodbye to that person. They're not good for you, right? So I feel like that's kind of where she was at, and good for her, Britney, getting her life together. I'm loving seeing how she's taking little steps, doing different things, you know, just taking her time, you know, getting herself back into the world. Although I do have thoughts about, I don't really feel like she's out of her conservatorship, as other people have said, but I'm going to talk about that in another video. What I want to talk about is how Jamie has spun this whole situation now and created these hate Instagram tweets. And now, before I even Instagram TMs. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think, and then afterwards I'll tell you why I believe that it's a very high probability that these things were fake, right? I think, first of all, I think if they were fake, let's discuss this as if they were fake, right? If they're not fake, actually, let's discuss if they're not fake first, because that one we can quickly get out of the way. Obviously, also, don't forget to subscribe, by the way, if you're feeling the video. The first thing I want to say is, if these comments are real and these hate comments are real, then you guys can check out all my many videos of where I've spoken about how negative hate comments are, how it's not helping our fight against mental health, how it's toxic, how people shouldn't be keyboard warriors. I've done many videos talking about that, so please check those videos out if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts. But what I will say, just for the case of this, it is very disgusting and horrible to hear that if people were genuinely messaging her, talking about doing the things that were being suggested, right, to her daughters, to children, once again. And so for me, that is absolutely not okay. Absolutely not. And even in the Bible, it says it is better to throw yourself into the ocean with a millstone than to cause one of the little ones to sin. That's what it says in the Bible, you know. So God takes children very seriously. Let's not mess around with that. And that's what makes this whole situation even darker, because if it is that she has genuinely made these tweets up, then my question is, like, why are you even saying things that are that sick in the first place? Like, why are you even talking about things that are so sick in the first place? Like, if you were going to fake your own hate tweets, why not just fake hate tweets towards yourself? But I almost feel like she even went as far as to go, like, oh, what's the worst thing I could get somebody to say to me so I can look like I'm going for the maximum level of hate? Because then she all did her little video back talking about, guys, I should not have to be hearing these things about my child. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing that voice for her when she's properly got like a southern accent. But anyway, and you know, why is she acting? And then so for her to have said that, if she conjured that up, that means she conjured that up herself in her own brain, which is the scariest thing, number one, right? Number two, she really wanted to use that and even put those kinds of words into the atmosphere, right? Because I don't believe in putting things into the atmosphere. Certain things you should not put into the atmosphere. Let's just not put it out there. Let's just not give ideas to the devil. How about that? You know, if that's what she's really done, then what the heck, man? What the heck, man? And all because your sister unfollowed you. Like, and this is the thing that's crazy to me. She really, at all of these avenues, like, things keep happening where she's continually trying to fight as if she's also a victim, or she's the real victim, or she didn't take her sister's money, or her sister didn't do this, and her whatever. Why can't you just stop and say, you know what, I did not do well, I did wrong? You know, pride is a very dangerous sin, guys. It's very dangerous, and this is why, you know, pride is what even got the enemy into the situation of being the enemy, because even when he was that close to God, even with all the gifts that he had been given, he still wanted to have the pride in his life and wanted to believe he could, I don't know what he wanted to believe, that he could do better, that he could whatever, I don't know, you know, I can't remember. No, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't fully remember right now, but anyways, it was his pride, right? So pride is very problematic, because the thing with pride is that when you come into situations where you're not right, because you can only have pride, this is the thing, you can only have pride if you're 100% right all the time and 100% good always. That's why only God could have pride, and God doesn't even really have pride. Like, he's not prideful. In fact, he's like the most, he's like I don't, the only way I can give you an example of what I think of him like. He's like the person who you go to a party with and is just buying the food for everyone, buying the drinks for everybody, paying for the venue, paying for the VIP table. He's just like, yeah, come in, and he's just overflowing, and he's just inviting everybody in, like, you come in, oh, you by yourself, join in, come feel the love, you know. That's literally how I envision God being, right? So he's not even prideful, in my opinion. But he's the only person who has the right to be prideful, because for the rest of us, there is a part of us where we are imperfect, and therefore we have no reason to be prideful, right? And when we are prideful, it makes it very difficult to take accountability, because then it goes against your pride. It goes against what you want to say about yourself. With Jamie, she's out here, like, and I don't even know if she's so prideful, or if it's that she's just so obsessed with wanting to keep the money. She's just that evil now. And I did a video talking about how her, Lucifer M. Taylor, and the dad, James, don't know God. And that's actually my most popular video on my channel. And it's funny, because the more that things go on, the more that everything I said in that video is just so more and more true. And then at that point, I had little evidence. At that point, I'd only really had, you know, a few examples of the behavior that was going on at the time, but boy, has she added fuel to the fire. You know, I can say that with my chest now. I said it with my chest then anyway, because I believed, you know, she wasn't showing the signs of somebody who genuinely knows God, you know, and now we're definitely not seeing it. Because one thing she should be saying, even if she disagrees with her sister, even if she feels like she was a victim, genuinely, she should at least in a loving way had the opportunity. Because this thing about love is not about self, love is about others. Love is about others, and it's an action, you know. Love is an action. Even the Bible says, I think it's 1 John 3:18, it's like, let us not love in words, but in deed and in truth. In deed and in truth, you know. Is it just in words? It's like let us not love just in words, but in deed and in truth, right? So in the things that we do, and from a truthful place, right? That's how I've interpreted it. So you're loving somebody is not just something that you internally feel and that's enough. It's shown by what you do. And you can see that for the people who've been in the Free Britney movement, they have gone out by actively actioning out things to show their love towards Britney Spears. And that is what has helped transform her where she is to this day. All Jamie-Lynn is doing is just talking about herself. It's like, it's not even about you. Like, you're free right now. You're free, and you've been free. And you've been free. You've been having children, which Britney hasn't been allowed to do. I didn't even know she had a second daughter until today, you know. And so I'm like, wait, you have another daughter. So you've been having children, which Britney hasn't been allowed to do. You've been living your life. You've been trying to beg, say that on Twitter and all these things, saying you're coming back for Zoe 101. All while your sister has been under a conservatorship, right? You try and act like it's not because of her that you're famous. But let's be honest, guys. And I'm not saying this to say she doesn't have her own talent. I'm not saying that at all. But the reality is, her sister was very well known first. And they were spotted together. She did end up, I think it was that they had been at the Nickelodeon Choice Awards or something, for Britney or something, and then that's how Jamie was scouted. I did a whole video about that, by the way, guys, so please check that out. I'll try and make certain videos, you know, guys. I really don't even remember what I said, because I'm like, if ever I need to think back, I'll just go and check my video. But anyway, so, you know, for her to try and say her sister had, and for her to be so prideful, again, back to this pride thing, to just not even be able to give her sister an acknowledgement as to the fact that she did play at least some role. You see how I'm having to like minimize it just to have almost a viable argument, because this is what people are like these days. This is how much people don't want to give anybody else a single inch of appreciation or acknowledgement for how they've helped them. That's really where we're at now. So even still, to some level, your sister helped you to get where you are today, you know. And if you think about the book stuff and all this stuff, guys, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how she wants to tell her story. What if Britney wants to tell her story. Why are you not letting Brittany tell her story? You know, Brittany hasn't been able to tell her story. We heard one testimony that she, God bless her, rattled out very quickly, I think, because she was scared that maybe she'd get shut down, maybe that she'd get shut up, maybe no one would listen to her, maybe they would try and say, oh, there's no bad connection, because this is what they do, don't they? When people don't want to answer questions and stuff, all of a sudden there was a bad connection, all of a sudden we cut the thing. And even with that day, you know, afterwards they were like, oh, we can't do this because too many people are listening in, so now we've got to make this private. And then her old lawyer, the one we don't trust, also did a video about him, tried to say, oh, and when they came back, were like, oh, well, Brittany said she doesn't want to be, what did he say? Brittany said she doesn't need for everybody to be hearing what's going on anymore, which was really weird. But anyway, you catch my drift, right? So yeah, Jamie, it's just like, if there's anybody's story we need to hear, it's Brittany's. She's even voiced that she's not happy that so many people are speaking about it, and she just wants to move forward, and that's why I'm picking and choosing the specific things I'm saying, although I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about a lot of things. I want to respect her wishes, let her tell her story, let her live her life, because there was no point of us begging for all this freedom, and even Jamie herself, Jamie-Lynn, and saying we supported it if we're not giving it to her, if we're not respecting her. And if she's really out here making these fake Instagram things, and people have proven it, and just to add this now, because I didn't say in the beginning, if you guys really want to see, there are plenty more videos on YouTube where people have actually proven that, almost certainly proven that the tweets are fake, at least between, you know, once again, the fans, not the people in the industry, not the parents, not the anyone, the fans talking and discussing. You know, people have been saying things like, you know, like they were talking about her DMs have been blocked, because you see with Jamie-Lynn, and this is the funny thing, you can't actually get a hold of Jamie-Lynn because she has blocked access to her on almost all fronts. I even heard on one video by I think it was Popcorn Planet. That's a really good video, by the way, to check out his stuff, because he's got a lot of the like receipts like on the screen and stuff you can actually watch. And he was saying on there how somebody had said something like what was I gonna say that they said? Something like how they know for certain that she's had her DM blocked for a long time, because they tried to send her a DM before something else, and they were still blocked even then, even before all this situation. So if all her DMs are blocked and people can't get through, and even the guy from Popcorn Planet was like, I tried to send a message, I couldn't get through, he tested the whole method himself, you know. And shout out to the peoples on YouTube. This is why I love how everybody works together, you know, to share these messages. So it's kind of like they prove that this is almost 100, like we can't say 100% because we weren't there at the time, right? And I'm gonna do the whole YouTube allegedly, supposedly, whatever, right? But Jamie, those were probably fake. That was very distasteful, and it's no wonder your sister's cutting you off. And I reckon when she came out, when this whole thing happened, if Jamie had been 100% honest with Brittany, I wonder how it would have gone down. I wonder if things would have gone differently. But honestly, and this is the scary thing, in fact, I'm going to talk about this in another video, why Jamie-Lynn has so much audacity to continue this behavior. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video because I don't want this video to be too long. But if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, because so much to be said, and I love to hear from you guys. And of course, like the video. Other than that, God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one.